what's going on? Go Video. We're in the eBay store. So, we're going to just do a little video about some ranting. I haven't done a little rant in a little while, so might as well do a rant video. So, basically, we're going to just talk in circle about everything and brainstorm stuff, because that's what we do. Alright, so here we go. This is actually the first item that I've put into auction all year. Little fishing reel. So I was checking out this fishing reel. It's a Garcia Mitchell. It's not numbered. It is made in France, but it is not numbered. So these go from upwards to $2.30 to $10. And because I don't know what model it is, let's see if we can get a little better picture of this. Since I don't know what model it is, I thought the best idea for it was to put it in auction. I just listed a bunch of fishing gear, which is some of this fishing gear over here. I'm gonna throw it in the screen. Yeah, so these fishing lots, I had them in the shed, and I was like, I'll list it. It's good listable inventory, and people collect fishing stuff. So made a bunch of lots. I was surprised that it got to as much as what was in the boxes, you know. And the prices are maybe inflated. They might not be. There's a lot of views on it for sure. It's kind of some of the view counts too, which is interesting. That's a day, one day in. So yeah, vintage fishing stuff. People are looking for it. So make sure you list some of that. We will talk about the giveaway. Those are the giveaway prizes. Kicking the trash around. Here's the giveaway prizes, and yeah. None of you guys want anything. Nobody guessed anything right, and not enough people guessed. I was willing and ready to send all that stuff out, and we'll have to do another one. So, listing items. All right, so I'm trying to bang through all these bigger items and test. You know, testing electronics takes time. And obviously you don't want to list a dusty electronic. I like listing dusty tools, but I don't like listing dusty electronics. So I buffed this thing out. Got it looking pretty snazzy. I got 3 watches on it. Here's the ad. There's some of the ad and some of the description of the ad, but you know, it might sell for about $200. I got a heavy shipping price on there, but I was just thinking this too. When you're doing this, yeah, we gotta go in. Gotta go in on this. When you're doing this, if you're not buying in bulk, and you're buying like 3 or 4 items, here we go. We got the puppies. And you're buying 3 or 4 items. You're almost like playing chess, and you're placing each item in the correct, area. You want to list it on Facebook Marketplace because it's big, like a TV, or you want to do a private sale because it's a gun, or you want to list it on eBay and like video games. So you got to kind of play chess a little bit, and you got to play chess with items too. So I'm gonna walk into the store. You got to play chess with items too, because sometimes you never know. So I listed this whole rack. Yesterday, and we had these from the haul. You guys might have saw these in one of the haul videos, but I decided to list them. This was missing a component out of it, which was kind of odd that it had everything in there. It was all wrapped and it's missing one component. I really hate that, and it frustrates me so much when you go to a sale and you buy something, near mint in a box, and you get through the whole box and it's missing one little stupid thing to hurt the sale really bad. So I think we could have got 200 or more if we had the part. And it hasn't even peaked at near 200. Most this is sold for is $60, with everything inside. But this is the chest part. You're the first guy that sold this for $60, and he had everything in the box. He might not have known what the hell he was doing. He might not have researched it, and there's just so many variables. So just because the only comp out there is $60 doesn't mean I'm going to price this at $60. You have to use your best judgment, and like playing chess, you have to use your best judgment. And pricing this at $60 was just foolish. It's too big to ship, first off, and there's not enough meat on the bone to even try that. And what are you wasting 10 to 25 cents to try to sell it at 200? Let's say it sits for 6 months. All right, it sits for 6 months. You don't want it on your shelf for 6 months. All right, that's understandable. But you need to think this all the way through, because if this sits for 6 months, it only costs you 60 cents to $1.50 to have this on your shelf. Yeah, it's shelf space too, but think about the listing factor. It didn't cost a lot. All right. And sometimes you just have to wait for the correct buyer. Basically, you're going to wait for the guy that breaks the disc changer portion and is missing all that, and he has the head unit and he has it already hooked up to his car. That's the guy you're waiting for. So you have to wait for him. So we're going to go onto this deck here and talk about chess. So if this isn't listed, there's no listing on this. Nobody's got this listed. This is brand new. It's never been used. It's just missing the manual. But it's open box. So I listed it as open box. So here's the ad. All right. And sometimes I do this on ads, just inflate the ad like so bad that you're going to get traction to it maybe. And people are going to look at it and be like, well, why is this guy charging, $500 for a tape cassette player? Like, that's just ridiculous. Well, back in the day when you bought this was $500. Says it on the box on the side. So whoever bought this paid $500 for it. So therefore, I'm just kind of playing chess with this one item of I got to wait for the guy. There's a guy that, wants this. You just got to wait for him. And you might have to delist it. You might have to move the price up and down. You might have to do promoted listings. You might have to do all kinds of crazy things to get rid of it. But I feel that it's worth what I'm asking, if not 400. So the chess part is too. You can't just fire sale it. You're gonna ruin the market. I always try to play the market. It's better to charge what everyone else is charging and how the trends are going. So I've noticed that people are buying tape cassette players a lot, because I've sold a bunch of them past year. So therefore, one in the box that's brand new, that's a high-end set, someone might be so into tape that they just want it. So enough rambling about that. And basically that can go for a lot of items of chess. You need to play around with it. It's another item of chess. I guess this is a Bose record player. It's for parts. I've seen them sell for 100 to 200. but this is missing the deck and it doesn't play. So I just listed it for pops, and it's just going to sit here and until we get around to it. And, Big Ricky can take care of it anytime needed, but, just playing chess with it. I'll lower the price. I'll jack the price. I'll promote the price. I'll send out offers and all kinds of stuff. But, yeah. Enough of chess. Everyone's not that good at chess. So, I have these that I want to show you guys too. This is some of the stuff that I was telling the auction professor that I had. These weird negatives. Let's take a look at a better one. Which that one was good, but a weirder one. Let's take a look at a weirder one. So this is this one's not marked. All right, hold on. Let's find a marked one. I got like 200 or 300 of these, so I kind of want to figure them out. This is a mirror. All right, it's a mirror from 1927. It's a photo negative of a mirror from 1927. Is that worth anything? Do I take? Do you take a gamble on that? Those are the questions you have to ask yourself sometimes. But let's go on to something else. All right, get this camera in proper angle here. Oof! Wow, what a mission. All right. So, back at the next segment here. We're going to talk about inflated prices of items. So, I'm going to do little cut clips over here, whichever side has more room, and talk about inflated priced items, basically. It's just going to be items that were sold for maybe 20 to 30% more than they really kind of should have. I do this just to peak the market as high as I can, obviously. So I try to get as much as I can out of everything. That's the way I've always done it for eBay. When I go to the flea market, I usually do. When I first started, I did 40%. So I just wanted to make 40% on what I actually paid for it. And then I increased that to like 60%. So my prices are a lot higher than they used to be, but I've educated myself. I give less stuff away, but there are times that I just bring a whole load and it'll be just give it away. I don't want nothing to do with it anymore. So it all varies. So all right, first item. We're going to talk about this Stratego. This is a Stratego game. It was I don't even remember where I bought it. I think I maybe paid $5 for it. I liked it when I bought it, and I think I paid $5 for it because it had the wooden pieces, and it was dated 61. So I figured it was an older version. And I like Stratego. It's a really good game. Very challenging game. So me and the wife played it a couple times, and then she kind of got bored of it, which I kind of beat her a couple times, and she was like, "Yeah." So we sold it. But good game. Look out for it. I can always buy a cheaper version if we want to play, but look out for the wood piece one. It's good. So, in all these sales, I'll be talking about them for like a couple minutes just because it gives a little more insight to the item other than like this is where you find it and this is where you look for it or not even that. Just a little more insight other than this is what I paid and this is what it's sold for. I just try to give you some insight on how to find it, where to get it, maybe what to pay for it, yada yada yada, how to distinguish it. So next to these Chandler school dust legs, so here they are right here. These are more of an East Coast item. They pop up a lot around here. This is probably the 8th set that I've sold this year, so definitely good profit in these. I think the least that I've sold a pair for was $120 or $130. I get shipping every time on these. I usually include a wrench. That's I think the sales point is including the wrench. A lot of other people that are selling them don't include a wrench to actually adjust them. So I had a bunch of wrenches, so I was like, I'll just include a wrench every time. And every time I have, they sell. You should just take good photos of them and standard measurements, throw a ruler on it, and take a picture of it. Pretty easy to make an ad for them, actually. It takes like 5 minutes, and yeah, they're a good profit. So I hunt these down on Craigslist if I can. I have been, but none have popped up local or worth to drive for. So, and I have got one out of I broke a pair once when I shipped them, and I went to an antique store and found a pair for $40 and bought the pair, shipped the guy the replacement one, and still made money. All within that, breaking one, going to buy another one, and then the spare one I sold for like $80 as a replacement leg for someone that already had broken theirs. So definitely good money in them. You could just have replacement legs and list like 8 of them as replacement legs. Maybe somebody will buy 2. The Straits Bible. I overpriced this because I noticed that people were consistently buying this particular Bible. I got this kind of free. I made a donation at the charity yard sale, and I made a little pile of items, and we made a decent donation. So I felt like getting a Bible out of it, make a donation. Okay, got a little money back for my donation. So here's the sold. I noticed the large print does better. And I also shipped this at more of a higher cost rather than sending it media because I just wanted to get it through the mail a little faster. So I lost a little on the shipping cost. This Power Stone for Dreamcast. I've sold this before for $70 when I found it, which $70 was like really overpriced when I priced it out before. And I priced it at $90. I just felt like it's a really good game, and I felt like it could command a little more of a price. So I figured I'd just shoot for the stars, I guess, and overprice it a little bit. So I still think it's probably a $70 game. So I think I overpriced it by $20, and yeah, it sold. Here's the ad for it right there. That was a good sale. We have this Funtastic N64. This is kind of a pretty good sale. I'm undecided if this was a gift or someone just bought it. From their feedback, they think they just bought it. But definitely for this is the keyword, the Funtastic. I tried selling it as the Ice Blue, and it didn't generate as much traffic. So I delisted it and put Funtastic, and it started generating a lot more traffic and sold in like a couple days. And I did also describe that it had a very, very, very tight controller. Extra tight. So when me and Steve were picking the video games through these. He wanted the green one. He picked the green one. I didn't look at really anything. I just was making the lots and looked stuff up and then put it in a box right on the side over here. So I didn't really overly analyze anything. I did bring all this stuff to test it, though. I wanted to test these two consoles when we went on vacation, and we never got around to doing it. And I'm sure we would have figured out that one of the controllers was not tight, and but we didn't. So when we were picking the games, I let him pick first. He picked the green console. I picked the blue. And after he grabbed the green one, he was like, "Oh my God, this controller's bogus." So, like, I felt a little bad, you know, that it went that way, but oh well. So yeah, Fantastic N64. Look out for them. They sell good. They don't normally sell for this price at all. I would say they sell more in the 150 range, but I just decided to tack on another 50. It ain't gonna hurt, and see if someone pulls the trigger on it. Here's the next one, which is pretty interesting, is these the matchbooks. I made an Instagram post on the matchbooks, or I posted maybe some of it in the YouTube video, but very interesting. The guy kept coming back for more of these matchbooks. He spent $150 plus like $30 in shipping to get these matchbooks because he was buying different lots at different times, and yeah, pretty much in the profit on the matchbooks. Hopefully he's just gonna keep calling me or asking me to put more ads. So I let him know that I had 30,000 more matchbooks. So if he wanted to, you know, buy more lots of 1,000, I'd give him a deal and a break. And so hopefully he buys more of them. I don't know what he's doing with them. I was thinking he was putting them on a table and putting epoxy on the table, which for like a bar or something, because he ordered some and maybe he felt like he didn't have enough of them and needed more. So maybe that's what he did. I'm not too sure. But if you can figure out what they're doing with them, then you can sell it more and sell it easier. So that would be a good way of selling another lot of matchbooks. You could put in the description, would be, you know, good to be used for displays or epoxy coating tables or display tables, or you know, you can have them in, and you can do it in a Dyna table. That would be pretty cool. In a custom Dyna, like an old school Dyna. Like if you owned an old school Dyna and you wanted to redo the tables, you could do it like that. It's limitless to who you're catering to and who you're selling to. You really never know. Next item. We got this Lee Nielsen. It's a 60.5 block plane. This is all brass, I believe. Very quality. Yeah, I mean, it's quality all day. You can't say enough about this brand. If you find anything that has to do with this brand, I would buy it. If you find anything that has to do with any of the boxes to any of these planers or paperwork or anything, it all probably sells. I mean, these are very collectible. It's like the next step up of the Stanley. It's for like super high quality woodworking. Like these guys are in, you know, magazines that use this stuff. They don't, and there's just collectors and the avid woodworker, you know, might just like quality tool, but it's a good item. It's a good brand. I would look out for it. Definitely inflated the price on it. They usually sell for about $120. Sold in a day, so could ask for more if I wanted to. Obviously, there's not enough of the 60.5 block plane out there, so when there's not enough of them, then that's when you can command a little more of the price. So could have put it at $199 and just let it sit too.
I like doing it like that because I always can send out an offer at like 170 or something, and seeing someone bites or whatever. That's that's just the way I run my ads, I guess. Next, we have these Rain Kings. This is the Rain Kings from the auction. We had 4 of these Rain Kings, so definitely a good sale. This sold way inflated of a price. They sell for like 50. I hit the peak where I was like, I've seen them sell for 80, so I guess I'll just push it that high. So I mean, it's almost $100 sprinkler. Uh, yeah, $100 sprinkler. I like stuff like that. It's something that someone would pass up, and I actually tested these, and I had a lot of fun with them. Every time I would, turn on the hose, the dogs would go over to it, and I'd turn it on and spray them and stuff. So I had fun testing the seven sprinklers in the lot. It was pretty fun. Next, we got this Matchbox lot. This is the 48 Matchboxes. I paid $100 in the bulk purchase in one of the halls. I don't remember what it was from, but we went there. Steve did the buyout for the basement buyout, and I bought all the CDs and DVDs in the house. And then I bought these. So I paid $100 for them, and I paid $50 for the other lot. I'm having a hard time moving the other lot, which I should just probably list it. But this lot I listed at $499.99, and just would see what everyone would do from that price, because it's a pretty hefty price. And I got a lot of traction on it. A lot of people looked at it, and only 2 people were kind of going back and forth with questions about it and whether or not I'd separate it, and they only needed certain pieces out of it. So I think I shot an offer out at $450, and someone countered back at $385, and I was like, all right, I'll just take the $385 and run. I mean, that's pretty good profit. So they were definitely good cars, and somebody definitely got a good deal, but definitely inflated price for sure. For sure. And I did see when we went to the auction, there was like a guy that bought like $2,100 worth of Matchbox cars, and it was like, I don't know, 20 cases, 20 to 30 cases and paperwork. Yeah, so maybe he did do good on that 2,100. A lot of people thought he was a little crazy, but none of the cars in that auction were really anything of what I had. So it's a guessing game. If you want to look them all up, you can. But once you start looking them all up, you know which ones are good. But there's not a lot of Matchbox out there that are overly worth it to look them all up. So that's why I did them in a lot. None of them were peaking over $10 really, or $20. So I felt that was the better decision. Next we have this Laserdisc player, which was, I paid $20 for this in a thrift store. Basically what happened is I went in there, and they had $80 on this Laserdisc player, and they had a GameCube in there. So I grabbed the GameCube, and it was marked at 15, and I was ringing it out, and the lady literally said, we can't sell this to you because it sells online for like X amount of dollars. And I'm like, wait, you marked it at 15, so technically I should get it for 15, and they're like, oh, no, we have an eBay store in the basement, we need to bring it downstairs and process it. So it's just kind of like, it was a GameCube in the box. It wasn't complete or anything, but I was just like a little irritated with them, and don't normally go back there at all. And she said if I found anything in the store that she would take care of me. So I went downstairs and grabbed that Laserdisc player and said $20. And they said, all right. So obviously they only said all right because of what happened, which was pretty darn lame for a store to do that. And then, yeah, is what it is. So we moved on with that, but good sale. Definitely not too inflated, but this player doesn't really command that price all that much. I mean, I had, what did I have shipping? I don't know, I had to have heavy price on shipping, whatever's there. So I'm thinking about $180 all in on this thing. So, yeah, look out for your Laserdisc players. They do sell. People are getting back into it a little bit. I did sell a huge box of Laserdisc for like $300. So I think it was maybe 100 discs total for $300 plus shipping. So people buy them. You can separate the lots. The Laserdiscs are like records, you know. They're fun. You can get into them. They're easy to crunch. They're easy to list. They're like video games. Easy to list, you know. Then we got this Crate twin speaker amplifier. This was definitely way inflated. I mean, you can't inflate this thing any more than it already is. $199 and $80 to ship it. I did ship it to California. I think I paid $90 to ship it. And yeah, very inflated. I paid $5, not even $2. I paid $2 for this because I bought it in a bulk buy, and you know I paid $600 for everything. It was 300 items in the lot. That was one of the items in the lot, so I paid $2. $2 into $180, not bad. Yeah, inflated. Very inflated. I put it high, you know. I think I had it at $250 at one point, and just kind of pushed the price down a little, get the watchers on it, get traction on it a little. Why is it so high? They'll wait for me to push the price down a little, and then I'll send out an offer, and then they'll snatch it. Or the algorithm will just randomly sell it for me. That's what happens. Happens all the time. So there's a bunch of inflated items. We can keep going, but let's pause the segment for a minute and go get some coffee. All right. All right. So here's the inflated priced items that I sold for pretty good money, more than expected. The past 3 months, those were the just random items that I picked out of the items that I sold that I felt that were definitely sold for more than what you normally can fetch out of it. So those are good items, you know. You look for them, I guess. We got the coffee outside, and I do have this accountability board. I don't know if you can see it, but I have this accountability board way over here, right here. It's a weekly board, so we'll talk about a couple things. It's a weekly board, and I suck at listing, so we're going to try and do the old school picka way, and because that's the only way that I've seen it. I don't know anyone else that maybe does it like that. I think I maybe seen Lonnie do it like that, but I don't think Lonnie's way really inspired me to do it or try it. So I have had the board hanging there for 6 months. I've never used it, so I'm gonna try and get the marker, which my wife has tons of markers and erasers, and we will hold accountability. So tomorrow's gonna be Monday, and this was what I did for the weekend. So I was just kind of crimping the number on it. So this is all my numbers listed for the weekend. Yeah, this is my cheat sheet for the video we just did. So anyway, these are all the items that I listed for the weekend, and I added them all up, and it equals this much here. I didn't separate the 2 days, where I'm still not done. This is Sunday, and I didn't separate the 2 days from Friday night, because I did a lot of this Friday night and Saturday. So this is 2 days of listing, and then I still have tonight to list. So I don't really know what I listed Friday, and I don't really know what I listed Saturday. I should have wrote it down. I was actually going back and forth with my brother-in-law on amounts listed. We were texting back and forth. And so I could look at that and see how many I did. Backtrack and see which ones I did last night. At any rate, I did most of these Friday night. So this is the price that I listed them all out at total. And then I subtracted it in half. Why did I do that? Because, like I said, my prices are very inflated. Like, everything's inflated. I'm, making lots and different things sold as parts. I take offers on things, so that's my inflated price. So I cut it in half. All right. And we already, out of all the items that I just listed Friday to Sunday, we have 510 sold. All right, so I got to ship out 510 worth, and that's what it just listed. So, that number's, achievable, easy, with 510 already sold. So, you can do the math on that, kind of. I broke it out pretty easy, all the items listed, Friday and Saturday equals this. I cut it in half because it's inflated, and 510 sold worth. All right. And yeah, so just wanted to go over that. We will do the accountability. I will write down that. We'll write down what I list tonight. I do have some items that I'm going to list. I already have a draft of this. Some more lead. Bearded picking machine. Bearded thrift machine. Bearded man machine. Led me onto these rather than scrapping them. We're selling them. So I got like 5 lots of these already ready to go. So I got the ad right there. And sorry for butchering the name. Kind of got me on what do they call that? In the moment. And then we have these Veritas clamping systems with the brass knobs. We're gonna list these. These do about $50 or more. So we're gonna just list those because those are easy listing. And we pulled these out of the lot of. Make one out of this. Pulled these out of the lot from Steve, which 200 of the sale out of this 510 is from Steve. Steve stole us 100 chisels, and these screwdrivers were in the lot of chisels. So here's the screwdrivers. And most people are like, screwdrivers? Really? But they do sell. These are some kind of primitive, interesting screwdrivers. These are the perfect handle screwdrivers. And these are 2 old, nice screwdrivers. So we'll list these out. Would you think I can get $30 for these 6 screwdrivers? $5 each? I think I can. So I'm going to list them at $30 and $8 to ship them. So we'll try that. All right, and then we're going to go over one more thing here. So we're going to track the fishing reel. Here's the fishing reel, and we're going to track it. So this is what's going on for the first day. All right, I'm going to leave that a little time. There's the amount of watchers.
there's the first bid on it. So we have a bid, and we have 6 watchers, and that many people looked at it in one day of time. So each day I will do a little video of basically that right there, and we will go to the end and see what it actually bids at, because this fishing reel I would have just listed it at 15 bucks plus shipping. See you later. So $20 fishing reel. So we'll see if it gets anywhere more than $20. All right. And I think that's about it. All right. Like always, keep picking, and you really never know what's out there and what is worth anything till you dive in. You have to dive in. I always say to dive in head first, knee deep, and just buy everything you can and crunch it out as fast as possible. That's to get your feet wet as soon as possible. That way you just know you have a huge pallet. The bigger your pallet, the more ground you can cover. And some would say vice versa, where the bigger the pallet, the more ground you cover, but yet the more sporadic you are and the less flow you can get, which is true. So pick and choose your battles within your flow, and yeah, keep picking. Peace. Later.